morning, every one of you. So before I begin, let me just tell you that, what is the purpose behind this particular keynote session? Okay, so first of all, SEO can be really complex. Like, if you ask me, the algorithms changes almost pretty much 5,000 times in a year, which is near about 16 times in a single day. So having said that, it becomes quite challenging for the digital marketers like every one of you present here to cope up with this changing algorithm, and it becomes quite logical to just make use the best proactive strategy and to use the right wireframe or the right state-of-the-art SEO strategies of which can really make a sense for a campaign to rank the best when it comes to SEO. Now, having said that, today I'm going to present 23 latest, or not latest, but kind of what you can say we have tested sometime a while ago, and we felt that this will really uplift certain parameters. However, there are plenty of other strategies, but this is kind of will be a bit interesting. Okay, so a short introduction about myself. So my name is Tuheen, and I represent Thatware. So my purpose is to kind of revolutionize the industry of SEO with the help of changing technologies. Now, the reason why I started Thatware is due to the fact that since last 7 years, or you can say since last 8 to 9 years, I have been traveling across the places. So in UK, I used to work for Repositions, then there is Benchmark 360, and traveling across places from UK, from US to Australia, I have seen that businesses are spending crazy amount of money, almost $500,000 to almost multi-million dollars on SEOs, and things are not as it is. Things are very much of the bread and butter strategy, and things are not proactive. So this is where back in 2017 I started Thatware with the aim to revolutionize the industry of the SEO. The name is a bit unfamiliar, so that stands for the Happy, and Tuheen Happy is my nickname, by the way, and where I have just derived from software or hardware, because I know in order to sustain in the industry of the digital era, just like one needs hardware, software, so one should get better. So this is pretty much of that. And apart from that, I have been 3 times TED speaker and also Brighton speaker as well. In fact, this year also I'll be representing Brighton in London in the upcoming September as well. Okay, so let us begin. So the first thing is everyone does image optimization, and I think this is very important. Your technical team or your marketing team might say to you that image optimization, this is the format, that is the format, alt tags. So these things are fine. Those things are quite of the basics, but having the WebP format is really important in today's SEO journey. The reason can be quite simple. WebP is just you can say it's a format that is widely accepted by the major search engines such as Google, Yahoo, Verizon, DuckDuckGo, and even Bing as well. So this is a browser cache-based format that can give you a good amount of compression. If you can see, as a quality-wise, it does not have any dilution of pixel, and most importantly, this can be done easy for even free. Here are some plugins. If you're using WordPress, there are a few plugins such as things like WebP Converter, or you can simply search on Google. So having any images does not matter if it is in JPEG or GIF or PNG, but having a WebP image can improve your load time or the image optimization almost by 60%, and this is proven. You even if you go to Webmaster's best practices in Google, WebP is one of the recommended solutions, and many people does miss this out, which I can say. The second thing is focusing on the user journey have been one of the trend like trending topic these days. Now, one of the aspect is augmented reality, like how you can enhance the customer using AR. So pretty much something looks like this. I think everyone might have come across similar thing, or this as well. Just like here is a shoe for Nike Air Max, and you can view this in an AR if you're using like any of the AR devices, or like Apple Pro. I think Apple Vision Pro is yet to be launched, but so the thing is how this can be solved. So the next time, if any one of you in this room is having an e-commerce campaign or a product-based business, then you can just simply go to your IT team or maybe your SEO team and just can tell them to include 3D model schema markup. This can be found easily from schema.org, and this is a free and open source. You can just use this schema markup and fill in the informations regarding your product, your business, your brand, your services, and much more. And this can enable your products to have the capability to show on a 3D atmosphere if someone is using a 3D devices. Okay. Next is a kind of an interesting thing. So the thing is, if you see the right image, like everyone does blogging. I'm pretty much sure doesn't matter if it is a small business or an enterprise or Inc. 500, but every single businesses have a blog on their website. Now, the thing is, on the blog pages, there can be multiple pages. Just as you can see, like 1, 2, 3 can go up to like some huge numbers. If you go in Amazon, Walmart, eBay, then these figures can be multi-thousand. So the problem with this is that this is known as a pagination problem. And why this is serious? This is a very small issue, but the reason why this is serious is due to the fact that this can cause a lot of duplicate issues, because search engines sometimes can be confused if they see that, okay, certain blogs are appearing on n number of pages, while they can also be present on some different number of pages, and this can cause an internal duplicate issues. The canonical might not be able to solve this. So the easiest solution for this is to just allow one operator of disallow condition on the robots.txt file, which you can see on the right, on the left side of the screenshot. Just one code, and this would enable you to fix dynamically of any pagination URLs. Doesn't matter what is the size of the landing page. If you have 10,000 pages, if you have 1 million pages, if you have 10 million pages, doesn't matter. This can do the fix in a dynamic way. Now, continuing this trend, we might encounter, or your tech team sometimes might encounter enormous amount of 404 errors, because people can land in any pages of your website, and sometimes that page might not be there readily available, and it sometimes can be a challenging, like a few pieces of page can be deleted, merged, or your IT team might skip rectifying those pages, which provides 404 errors, and this can deadly affect the both search engines and the users, because obviously no one loves 404 pages. And once again, the easiest solution to do is to just use a report, like just two conditions: disallow /* and /* equals to. Now, I'll not go into the depth of how this helps, but one thing is true, that if any user lands on any portion of your landing pages, and if there is a chance that that particular page does not even exist on your page, then this simple fix can get rid of the 404 issues, no matter how much length of the websites you're having. And next time, if you are with any of your SEO vendors or agencies, and if they charges you for, okay, we got 500 404s, we need maybe maybe 2 days or maybe 2 weeks to fix. So that would make no sense, because this is just a matter of 1 minute of work. Next on sitemap, so just for the people who are non-technical, so sitemap is basically a blueprint of a website which comprises of all the list of the URLs that is presented on your website, and this is very much important to have because this clearly indicates Google, or not to mention every search engine on the planet uses this particular file to locate whatever information is readily available on your campaign. And this is very important to have an XML format of sitemap. And some of you who might not be aware, there is an industrial famous tool known as Screaming Frog, and you can do up to 500 pages for free, and that can be automated. Okay, now for Google Webmaster. So Google Search Console is a famous tool which everyone knows. Now the thing is that in the Google Search Console there is a famous feature which many people does not even uses. As you can see on the left hand side, they have a famous feature known as removal feature. Now what is the purpose of that? So if you particularly ask me, I would say that any unwanted pages, if I'm in the service segment, so for me having a tag page makes no sense, or having an taxonomy pages does not make sense to me. However, this might be important for e-commerce, but for me, no. So in those kind of situations where you need to quickly get rid of some pages from the indexing, or it might be okay, you do not want to serve any piece of information to the user, such as the refund policies, or maybe some normal information which serves zero to no value at all, then this is the particular feature that you need to use, because this gets rid of that particular landing page within 12 to 15 hours of time frame. And any user browsing or searching, or even you can say researching about a brand in Google, will not even find this page. And this really becomes helpful if you want to optimize for the unwanted pages that you need to have on your website, such as the refund policy pages or something like that, but you do not really want to show that in Google because that does not really make any sense. Okay, now here things becomes more interesting. Voice search, I think this is trending nowadays, because if you ask me today, when I was coming to this venue, I barely searched on Google. I just told, hey Siri, just bring me to this place, AIinSEO, and it just gave me a simple location. And I think there is a record from Statista. I don't know the percentage, but I think more than 70% of the user in all the tier 1 countries uses voice search nowadays for their day-to-day operation, even before ChatGPT as well. Yes, with ChatGPT things became a bit more simple, but voice search, I think this is growing. And one of the ways by which voice search can be done is by including an extended version of a schema markup. Now, the reason, I'll tell you why. So, first of all, let us understand what is a schema markup. Now, if you can see the right side of the screenshot, so a schema markup is basically a set of parameters or codes which indicates search engines what is the context of your website, like what business does it do, which address does it operate, what are the services, the products, the USPs, and much more. And if you build an extended version of a schema with your SEO or IT team, then if you integrate that with your website, then search engines can be more confident about the content of your pages. Search engines can be more well accustomed with whatever information they will be finding on your website, and this gives a slightly more chance of probability that your content, if it is good obviously, then this can be on the voice search. And this is one of the best protocols which even Google loves people to have on your campaign as schema markup, because this really smooths the process out. Next is the local SEO, or the 3-pack ranking. So just a short note that if businesses such as a brick and a mortar startup, and this is probably for small or medium businesses, because enterprise does not do local. So it's very important to have a local presence as well if you serve in few miles or maybe in a radius where your serving is very restricted. Uh, the best important option is to use a GMB or Google My Business. And on the screen you can see there are a few additional parameters such as making sure that your geolocation tag is proper, your citations are done well up to the mark, your classifieds is good, your GMB is highly optimized by including all the labels, all the parameters and much more. So GMB, having a proper GMB is very important for any small to medium scale startups, obviously for big companies as well, if they do love to have a brand presence. And if you ask me, I can tell you that the way by which internet is growing, GMB is very important because people sees, believes, and then they comes and takes an action. So GMB becomes one of the most important aspect in today's world, specifically after the COVID. Now here comes the search intent optimization. So this is a very simple thing. The people, every one of us might encounter a situation where we are ranking for a certain keyword, but for some reason that keyword, the landing page for which the keyword is ranking, that might not be suitable. And for this reason, people encounters a lot of high bounce rates, high exit percentage, and this can reduce the conversion rate optimization. For example, if my intent is commercial, suppose I want to buy an iPhone right now, so my intent is commercial, but if I'm landing on any first page ranking which is just a blog about how iPhone works, will I buy that iPhone? No, I just simply hit the back button. I would like, who have the time in like reading the blog? Rather, I would just go into a store which actually sells an iPhone and I'll just buy simply off. Secondly, if my intent is an informative, like how you can select how the near field communication in iPhone works, or how to add my credit card on Apple Wallet. So this is an informative. So this needs to be in the blogs and guides section. Now, if a landing page that sells the iPhone shows me up, then I think I would be quite disappointed and I would just hit the back button because that is not serving the right intent. So I'll go in the back slide once again, search intent. So this is the point. The intent should be justified about what is being optimized for which pages. Just for a clear outcome, for informational, they should be always targeted towards blogs and guides. For commercial or investigative, sometimes can be on the reviews, category pages, and transactional should be on product, service, or landing pages. So this way, you can make sure that you keep a healthy control of your bounce rate, because if you ask me, I did an experimentation on, I think on a set of 52 campaigns in the last 1 year, and we have seen that just by making sure that the bounce rate improved by 5% improves the commercial value of the campaign by almost $250,000 to $1 million, and this is quite a fact which can be different for different businesses. But my purpose is, if the intent is rightly solved, then the commercial, or you can say the conversion rate, would be greatly enhanced. So everyone knows keyword, identifying the right keywords is good, having the best keyword is effective or affirmative, but the thing is that there is another concept of KOB, or keywords of benefits analysis. Now, let me tell you this. Suppose you want to optimize a huge piece of content for maybe several keywords, and like end of your research, you might come with a list of maybe 500 keywords which would be suited for that particular service or product or whatever. Now, you need to, now obviously you cannot optimize for 500 keywords, that makes no sense. Yes, SEO vendors can sell you for 500 keywords, but that's not the point here. The point here is to use which keyword can definitely give you the benefit out of that. And the way by which you can calculate is to just follow this simple formula. because people normally sees, okay, this is a keyword XYZ, this is the search volume, so I'm going to pick that up. But the thing is that what if I tell you that this is not actually the right strategy. The right strategy is to first calculate what is the traffic cost of ranking that particular keyword on that page, and this is something which you can easily get from Google Keyword Planner by calculating the CPC values or even SEMrush, Ahrefs, and much more. And then you just need to include the difficulty score, which once again you can get for free from Google Keyword Planner. And if you divide both the scores, you will get a KOB score. And this is by now, suppose if you have 500 keywords, if you do this, you can filter those 500 keywords maybe into 50 keywords of the top 50 keywords that can really give me a benefit, and this really works like a charm. Then is optimizing for click-through rate. So we have spoken about few technical areas, few on-page, few user behavior now. The thing is that if you want to control the user behavior or give them an additional support, so having a better visualization is very important. In the screen, the right-hand side where it is named as organization, this is known as a knowledge graph. On the left-hand side where it is written as site link, this is known as a site link knowledge graph, and the below is known as listicles. Now the thing is that any businesses, a small, medium, large, if a business is well decorated with a rich amount of knowledge graphs or site links or rich snippets, then this can really enhance the click-through rate, and having a better click-through rate once again can improve the intent, and thereby can decrease the bounce rate, and thereby can increase the conversion rate once again. So these all things are kind of correlated to one another. Few additional tips is like you can use some extra markup languages such as article, event, FAQ, local business, organization, person, author, and much more. These are just few of them I listed, but probably there is hundreds of them. You just need to search on schema.org and you can just decorate with whatever information you would like. Depends upon your business. If you are from if you're from a food and beverages business, then you can even have a menu schema as well, like which can even show the menus which you serve. It's all about how much creative you can think, but you can't decorate with as much as information as you can feed into, and this really works great because this really makes your business looks very classy on the page of search engine. Okay, now this is a bit technical. So the thing is that establishing a brand in search engine is important nowadays, and every search engine identifies a brand using a term known as entity. So if I search in Google Apple, obviously Apple, the tech company, will come on first rather than just a fruit. So the reason is quite simple. Google understands Apple as an entity that represents a tech company that sells iPhone, Mac, etc. So on the left hand side, this is just a diagram of how entity works. I will not go into that in depth, but the point what I wanted to make here is that there is a term known as MREID schema, or in short, machine readable entity ID. So as you can see, the area on the right hand side where I have rectangle an area. So this is an MREID schema, and this is unique for every single business identity. So next time, if you have if you have a business and rate well that with using a lot of schemas, you can just go in schema.org, generate your own machine readable entity. So Google can use that as a parameter. Not only Google, but any search engines can use that as a parameter and utilize that to learn over the time using their own internal machine learning algorithm. Okay, XYZ is a brand. They are using a machine readable entity. So any information, any press releases, any news discoveries, any backlinks, any information on the planet, Google will keep accumulating the data on this machine readable entity, and one fine day, Google will start considering you as a brand. And this really works well for startups who have low budgets for press releases or news distribution, or even businesses who are very limited with the investment and they really cannot spend much on PR because press releases can be sometimes very expensive and startups might not even have that budget. So this is a direct hack for startups to just like make themselves consider as brand in the eyes of any search engines. Okay. So next few things I'll just cut the things short because I think I'm running out of time. So keyword cannibalization issues. Okay, so the thing is that if you're ranking for a same keyword on multiple URLs, then that is a problem because this can make sure that okay, users are going to one of the pages and the other pages will reduce on the metrics, and this would be like a loop. So it's better to avoid, it's better to maintain that one keyword. Like if you're ranking for one keyword, make sure that only one URL is ranking, not more than that. There are a lot of ways to control. If you want to chat with me about that, so we can chat after the discussion. This is an AI-driven NLP, algorithm tuning, or LDA, stands for latent dirigilet allocation. So in simple, this is an algorithm which predicts what is the relevancy score of your content. For example, I'll just use an example here. Suppose you are preparing a content for best beers in the town or best dog, or best pet care in the city or whatever. So the thing is that using this algorithm, if you write a piece of content, this can predict what is the relevancy score of that keyword versus your content, and you can utilize and run this for 20, 30, 50, 100 of your competitors as well. And this is an NLP, natural language processing. So this can automatically predict what is the relevancy signal of your competitors and what is the relevancy signal of yours. And then it's all about your content marketing team and SEOs, lot of A/B testing, and you can get a better prediction, and you can just do the same. And this is a ranking factor. You can just head on to patents.google.com and just search LDA or just search this, and you will find that Google have officially patented this as one of their ranking factor back in 2015, I guess. This is something just for information. It's very important to get rid of JS because JavaScript can be an enemy to the SEO. So make sure your website is JavaScript friendly. I had few steps, but for running out of time, I'll not show that here. Okay, moving down to the last 3 segment of my presentation, dead page optimization. So dead page is very simple. Google have a clear guidelines that dead pages means the pages which are orphaned, which serves 0 to less values to the user, which have low page values, impressions, count. So you can easily take that piece of information from Google Analytics 4 or Google Search Console as well, and you can list them and you can fix them. If you want to fix, one of the most important way to fix them is by using a merging technique. You can just merge those to some more powerful pages using a 301 redirection, and this works great. Then a technique for optimizing CLS. Now, for people who does not know what CLS is, let me tell you that this is one of the very critical factor for improving your core web vitals. And a core web vital is, even though this is not a ranking factor, but Google states that having a better core web vitals can help you to improve your customer experiences. So one of the shortcut way is to use a lazy loading. There are various plugins I have mentioned on the screen. So the purpose of lazy loading is as you scroll, you can just see on the right side of the image, or both the images are pretty much same. So the thing is that as you keep on scrolling, things will keep on loading. So this will reduce your dependency on too much server uses. For people who uses AWS here, you know how crazy the amount of billing can be if there is too much bandwidth uses. So having a lazy loading can optimize your server cost by almost up to 40%. We have reduced our internal cost from £1,500 in a month to just for 80 pounds in a month just by using a lazy loading for optimizing our AWS servers. And this have plenty of other benefits which I'm skipping for now. So last is waterfall diagram. So waterfall, you can just go to GT metrics and click on waterfall. This will just show you how every single element of your pages is consuming the bandwidth. The elements which is consuming the most bandwidth, you can just sit down with your IT department or your dev team and you can just fix them off, because sometimes resource allocation on our website can be challenging, and you might not even know that few resources which have no use, they can be wasting your sites, like everything, your speed time, your server costs, your runtime error, and much more. Okay, so this is the last part. This is, I would say, the next phase of the SEO, how SEO should be actually treated, a proper customer journey mapping. So the thing is that everyone know that, or everyone of us here have been taught that, okay, pick a keyword, rank that on the first page, this is SEO, which is true. But for me, having a proper journey satisfied, this is what can really get you the best of the SEO. Because if you rank on page 1 and if you get no business, there is no point of SEO. If you are ranking on page 1 and if you are getting business or revenue or your sales funnel clicked in, that is what I would be calling the right SEO strategy. So here is a simple example. If you want to optimize your set of keywords, everything should start with an awareness, like how, what, because this can increase the curiosity of your end users. They can be more aware of your services, products, and much more. Then you can use some keyword modifiers such as learn, ideas, tips, and there can be more. This can raise or trigger the interest, then desire, then action. So if you can properly optimize your pages using this funnel, any end users, doesn't matter, they will convert for sure. And I believe this is what should be an ideal SEO strategy, because the purpose of SEO should not be only to rank, but to sell. End of the day, what really matters is how much revenue you are making, how much products you are selling, how much services have been closed for a particular month. And this is just one of the several strategies we normally use. So I thought of sharing that with you today. Thank you.